Mozambique, located on the southeastern coast of Africa, has a rich and complex history that spans centuries. Here is a brief overview. Early history. The area that is now Mozambique has a long history of human habitation, with evidence of early human activity dating back thousands of years. The Bantu-speaking people migrated into the region around the first millennium AD, bringing with them advanced agricultural practices. Swahili coast and Arab influence. By the 8th century, Arab traders and explorers had established trade routes along the Swahili coast, including parts of what is now Mozambique. The Arab influence, particularly in terms of language and culture, persisted for centuries. Portuguese colonization. In the late 15th century, Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama reached the shores of Mozambique during his voyage to India. Portugal subsequently established control over the region in the early 16th century. Mozambique became an important hub in the Portuguese maritime trade route to India, and it remained a Portuguese colony for nearly 5 centuries. Slave trade. Mozambique, like many other African regions, was deeply affected by the transatlantic slave trade. Slaves were captured in the interior and transported to coastal ports for sale to European traders. The slave trade had profound and lasting effects on the demographic and social structure of the region. Independence struggle. In the mid-20th century, the struggle for independence gained momentum in many African colonies, including Mozambique. Frelimo, Mozambique Liberation Front, a nationalist movement, led the fight against Portuguese colonial rule. After a long and bloody war of independence, Mozambique finally gained independence on June 25, 1975. Post-independence challenges. Following independence, Mozambique faced various challenges, including economic difficulties and a civil war that lasted from 1977 to 1992. The civil war involved Frelimo, which was the ruling party, and Renamo, Mozambican National Resistance, an anti-government rebel group supported by external forces. Peace and Reconstruction. The Civil War ended with the signing of the Rome General Peace Accords in 1992. The country then entered a period of post-war reconstruction. Efforts were made to rebuild the economy, infrastructure, and social institutions. Political developments. Mozambique has experienced shifts in its political landscape since the end of the Civil War. The country has held multiple elections, and political stability has improved over the years. However, challenges such as corruption and economic inequality persist. Economic growth. Mozambique has significant natural resources, including minerals and natural gas. In recent years, the country has seen economic growth, driven in part by the development of its natural gas reserves. Despite progress, Mozambique continues to face challenges such as poverty, political instability, and the impact of natural disasters. The nation's history is characterized by a complex interplay of indigenous cultures, colonial legacies, and the struggles for independence and post-war reconstruction.